ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome y'all to the Kuma Cave podcast. I am Trippy Haps.
And I am the Anime J.
And I am the Frizzly Bear.
And during this podcast, you may hear us refer to each other as Terrence, Jay, and Pat. Me being Terrence, the Anime J, of course, being Jay if you couldn't figure that out, and Pat being the Frizzly Bear. Because those are our God-given names. Well, our
mom-given
names. Yeah, Mama knows best.
Mama.
So,
Mama
one thing
coming home.
that I wanted to address at the top of this podcast is it's basically one of the reasons why we started doing this. And that's why most people start doing this. Not even just boredom, but for an outlet. An outlet to get out those creative juices, like people like to say, but basically a way to express yourself when you usually work jobs or something like that, where you listen to directions, you execute exactly to the directions, and you don't get to deviate at all. It leaves you...
So, this podcast is something I'm supposed to jack into?
Where did you hit that from?
It's an outlet. You're supposed to jack into an outfit.
No, you don't jack into an outlet. You plug into an outlet.
No, you
Also,
jack
you said
in.
outfit there.
Whatever.
Wow.
That's what I learned from Mega Man NT Warrior. There you go. You jack in. Not off.
Is that what you learned
Don't
from
jack
Mega Man?
in to your clothes.
You gotta jack into Mega Man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, every weeb, otaku, gamer, nerd, just a book-reading dork, we want to welcome you, tell you we love you, tell you that you yourself should express yourself however you see fit. And remember this one thing. Irrelevance is the key to success. Because no one knows you. But if they do get to know you, they might like you. Or they may hate you. Like how every day I learn more about the Anime J, I hate him. And every day I learn more about Pat, I hate him too. But you know what? Hate is the opposite of love. But they are two sides of the same coin. So while I do grow in hatred for them, I grow in love for them as well. Because they're my sweeties.
I don't understand what just happened.
I think you just went on like a 2-minute rant for no reason because I said I wanted to jack into this podcast.
Well,
I was trying to tell y'all.
Shorter rant if you didn't jack into him with your jacked-in statement.
That was my proposal speech, and it seems like y'all didn't get the gist of it. So I guess I'm just gonna sit here with my ring and shove it up my own ass.
I got a piece of advice that I have no experience, but I feel like it's 100% going to be on point.
Uh-huh.
If you include in your proposal, I hate you, it's probably not going to get a yes.
That's not true.
You
it
say
depends on
that.
the person.
Yeah, exactly. You say that, but like you said, you just don't know. Because obviously any girl would be swept off her feet by you being like, girl, I hate you, but you know what? I love you so damn much. Swept, weeping, crying, loves you, happy together forever.
Excuse me if I choose not to try that one out in the future.
Well, Patrick, which one of us is actually in an actual relationship for 10 plus years? Him or you?
Hey, I said I wasn't going to try it. I don't think any circumstances are going to change that.
Fair enough.
Look,
Fair enough.
there will be circumstances that could change your stance on that. You know why? Because you're growing, Patrick. You're growing every day. And the more you grow, you're going to learn different lessons that are going to make you try different things. You can't stay stagnant.
I don't think growing can replace your circumcision.
What does this have to do with circumcisions?
You said his circumcision was
circumstances.
changing constantly.
See, here's the thing. Jay can only know a one word, and if it sounds like another word, they both become the same word to him. So, synonyms are something he can handle, and
I like
antonyms
cinnamon.
though. What?
So
I
what is
like
it when
cinnamon.
two words sound like? Is it homonym?
Homonym. There we go.
No.
Those are the ones that just.
Homonyms
Gone.
are those little short fuckers that run around in the Lord of the Rings series.
Hobbit doesn't even sound like homonym.
Yeah,
They're not even the
you're
same
reaching.
number of syllables.
You're reaching now. Good God. Stop jingling, Mew. All right. So, as I said, go do things. Like, fuck off. We love you. So, the major...
Don't fuck off until we're done.
You know, yeah, listen to this shit.
Jack into our
Stop
podcast.
telling people to check in.
This is the worst intro to any podcast I've ever heard.
This is the best. This is the best goddamn intro you've ever heard ever. All right, so this is obviously an anime podcast, but you probably wouldn't be able to tell from the intro we just had there, especially being the fact that it was probably like 6 minutes long. So the topic that we first kind of want to discuss, we get a crap ton of new series every season. But with these like seasons, we also get sequels. We also get remakes. So that's what we wanted to like reach into today. We wanted to reach into a bag and pull out the remakes and sequels that we would most want to see at this point. And we're going to try to keep out series that have just recently gotten remakes or sequels. You know, like the Bleaches, the ReZeros, and stuff like that. We're going to try to reach beyond that and go to other series that just haven't gotten or probably never will get remakes or sequels. So let's start off with the Anime Jay because he's over here twiddling his thumbs, acting like he got something to say. So, Jay, what would you like to say, sir?
All right, so for a sequel, I'm
Yes.
gonna go. Let's do our sequels first, and then after that we'll do remakes.
I'm fine.
All right, so my sequel series, Alderman of the Sky. It's
Really?
a series that came out like 3-4 years ago. I really liked it. It was really good. The main character was like a pervy, fun, super smart guy, kind of like a more fun version of Zero or L. Like he's smart, like he's a tactician, and like not to kind of spoil the ending of it, but like the last scene, he's like working with the princess, and she comes up to him and she's like, "I want you to change the world, and I know you're the only person that can do it. I want you to destroy our empire by losing." So I was like, "Holy shit!" And the way like the story works is like he's like a cadet who like uses like science and trying to figure stuff out on his own, and he like manages a small platoon, and he basically stops an arm. Yeah, it's like a whole like little small conflict that he just like manhandles, and it's against like the opposing empire, and they have like a super smart version of him over there too, so it's like an L versus light type thing. The animation was fun. It has like a little Indian inspired like fairy spirits that have like different like magic abilities and stuff. And I know it's based off a light novel, and it's got a lot of stuff there, so there's plenty of content. I really like the show. I really like the way it ended, and I want more.
See, I'm just gonna say right off the bat, I've never seen Alderman. Was it Alderman in the Sky?
Alderman of the Sky, and yes, you have. You watched the first episode.
Did I?
I made you watch it for my birthday like 3 years ago. Actually,
Well, happy
I may have watched
birthday.
you both watch it because it was when we were still when we all lived together at the townhouse.
Well, I don't remember a damn thing about it.
Yeah, I do not remember this either.
So-
happy birthday.
Happy birthday! But so I don't remember anything about it. Apparently, I've seen at least the first episode. But also, I will say, did you just like drop a big spoiler for that series in case I need to put something on the screen?
No,
Okay.
like it all builds. Like the whole series kind of works the way My Hero does, Like, remember, like, the very first episode of My Hero is this is the story of how the greatest hero started off.
Right.
So we all know that Deku is going to be the greatest hero of all time. We're just kind of
Yeah.
waiting for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just wanted to be sure with that whole him and the princess being like, hey, let's screw everything up.
No. That's kind of like the build to the story.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Pat, do you want to go next? Or...
Sure, I'll
Cool.
go to so sequel.
Well, I think we're doing. We're doing sequels
Yeah.
first. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I'm originally trying to seek through my brain to find something. I noticed that I'm gonna give two answers. One's a specific answer. One's more of a general, broad answer. I like a lot of romantic comedy animes. Normally, there's multiple female characters in it. That in
Really?
the end, in the end, no one gets chosen.
Yes.
Every single one of those series I watched, if we could have a conclusion, a sequel season that gives me a conclusion to any of them where a character is picked, that would make me very, 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 very happy. But to pick a specific show, it would not fit into that criteria I just gave. Dead Man Wonderland.
Fair
Ha!
enough.
That I very much enjoyed it. I've watched it twice, and both times I was going, man, I wish this had an ending. I know now that I won't ever get one in anime form, so I would love for that to get finished up as an anime. If you haven't seen Dead Man Wonderland, I haven't watched it in a while. I do not remember the characters' names at this point, but basically, kid is framed for a slaughtering of his class. He gets a bum attorney that helps frame him of the actual crime. He gets sent to a prison, but it's like a for-profit prison that's basically like almost a theme park.
Yeah.
And he tries to survive in this prison, meets a girl with a mysterious background that you're not sure while she's there. She seems to have some sort of abilities that seem not natural. And all these mysteries are introduced that we really don't get a whole lot of answers to.
Yeah.
So
It's a very unique series. Like I remember because it came on Adult Swim.
it did.
Well, I think it was their
but that
Toonami
was-
when their Toonami came back, right?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I believe it did, but that was also a good bit, I believe, after it aired. Because, like, I had already seen it at that point. So, it was on something else.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was on Cartoon Network on Saturday nights. I'm pretty sure.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I think it was on, it was on Crunchyroll or something else.
Oh, yeah.
Before then. Because that wasn't,
Yeah.
like, now where a Toonami will get things, like,
Same time.
shortly after.
Yeah.
This was still them just coming back and them trying to play catch up, I think, on some of the bigger stuff.
Right.
Which is a weird one to pick, because I believe at that point we knew there wasn't going to be an ending. So,
Yeah.
You know why it got picked, right? It has one of the best anime opening theme songs
Yeah.
in
It
20
really does.
years.
That beat hits. The Dead Man Wonderland opening theme is just one of the really good anime themes of that time.
I don't even like that anime that much, but I love that song.
Yeah, that
is
song is
pretty
it's,
good,
it's a good song. Trapped in
As
a
you can see-
wonderland. Yes,
you're going to get us copyright hit.
nah, man, not long
Too
enough.
good.
Not long enough.
You got to shout fair use, fair use.
That's what
Fair use.
But yeah, like, honestly, any sequel I got from something that, it would probably be somewhere in me wanting just a conclusion to something. Something that I just finished, like, it doesn't end. Because anything that ends, I'd be like, well, this is what they intended, hopefully. Some things obviously end short, previously, but I'd personally just, anything that I know I'm not getting an ending to, that is what I'd burn. If I got a choice, it'd be something like that. And the first one I think that came to my mind was Dead Man Wonderland.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. Dead Man Wonderland, I could definitely see that getting a sequel. I mean, I don't see it now, obviously, because it's been, well over 10 years. But, yeah, I would have loved to have seen a sequel to Dead Man Wonderland. I think that would have been really cool.
Well, I think part of the reason was the studio that had the rights went like shut down or whatever. And
Yeah,
just
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's one of the common reasons. Isn't that what happened with what was that one show that
Gangster?
you like? Gangsta,
Yeah.
Gangsta, yeah. Because it was the same studio that did like Samurai Champloo, I believe, that
Yep.
ended up shutting down.
Yeah, a lot of people are really upset when that happened.
Yeah. But
Was it Bones?
I think it was Bones. Well, we could be wrong. I'll put it
Bones
on the
is
screen.
still around, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. Because I want to say it was Bones. I don't know. We'll fact check that. But yeah, no, I think your choice was inspired. And I'm going to say, if I had to make a sequel series to any series that I've seen, I gotta go with Devil is a Part-Timer. I loved that show. It's such a goofy premise. It's literally about another world where, the demon lord Satan is fighting off the hero. The hero starts to defeat him, so he tries to escape, and his way to escape is to open a portal to another world, which happens to be our world. And once he gets here, he starts losing track of his powers. So he has to basically not use them so he can save them and use them whenever he is in an emergency. But now that he's in our world, he needs to take it over. And what better way to do that than get a job at, I think it's McRonald's. MGRONALDS. Just so it's different enough to not get copyright. But it is such a funny show. The action scenes were pretty great. And then it just leaves off without finishing the story. And it hurts. There's so many light novel series that do that. And it bothers me. Because Index, you will keep getting new Index. You'll keep getting new Railgun. But Devil's a Part-Timer was a brilliant show. And I miss it. I even just recently watched it again. Still holds up. Great show.
Yeah, I watched it a while back. Actually, I probably watched it twice.
Yeah.
I know I watched it like in one sitting the first time I watched it. It was good. I really liked it.
It was a really fun show.
I was about to say, was that during the townhouse? Because I feel like I caught like an episode or two watching you watch the show.
You caught me watching. I couldn't become a hero, so I reluctantly decided to get a job.
I'm glad you can pull that from what I
Dude, no, I literally watched the other show because it reminded me of Devil's a Part-Timer. So that's why I ended up watching through that one show. But Devil a Part-Timer to me is far better. But like, I wish I could get a sequel to that. Also, I will say this, and this is like on topic but slightly off topic. One of the shows that people keep like talking about it should get a sequel is No Game No Life. I just want to say I'm not a huge proponent of that. Hold on. I do agree that it was a good series. I don't know how much I really care to see how much farther it progresses because it seems like a really long story.
Yeah, I mean, I literally just rewatched No Game No Life like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. I watched it in 2 sittings. Like, I stayed up till like 1 o'clock in the morning the first night I was watching it because, I was super into it.
Yeah.
And I watched the rest of it the next day. It was good a couple years ago. I really liked it. The animation's great. And the story's fun. The characters are fun. And I get why you say it could last a long time because I think there's 12.
Yeah, it's like 12
or no, 16.
races they have to
16.
conquer. And what did they get? 3 in the series? 2?
2.
2. Yeah, so.
Well, technically they only get like 1.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into spoilers, but really only 1.
But yeah, so, and it just seems like it's going to be a really slow burn, and I honestly don't know how well those characters would hold up. Especially I just watched the movie. Like, y'all both seen the movie now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, the movie, when I watched it, I did not expect a huge change in tone. Like, I was expecting it to be like the series and be like, comedic and stuff like that. But it just very much so wasn't. It was deadly serious and tragic and stuff like that. Yeah, so if you've never seen the movie yet, people, like, expect that when you go into it. Because it is not the same as the show at all. And, like, it kind of it kind of really buzz killed me on the series a little bit, honestly.
I don't think so. I think it's a different tone, but it's also takes place, or it's also a movie that was made 4 years after the original.
I don't think it was that long. I think it was like maybe a year.
No, it was longer than that, I believe.
Really?
But I would also say it's tonally it's different, and it also
I really liked it though.
A level of disconnect from what actually from the series, and like it is where it takes place, even like where they tell it in the books.
Yeah.
Was a book later than the anime got to. So
Okay.
there's even in release order of the books, this is not the next thing we would have seen if the anime kept going.
Yeah.
And this show is actually a show I was very close to picking. The only reason I didn't pick it is I haven't given up that we're not getting more yet.
Really?
And I think it's going to be like ReZero, where it's just going to take time. I haven't looked into where the books are recently, but like this is what it is. I totally think that is a show that I'm still holding on to hope is getting more. If not, I would 100% jump. I'd kick Dead Man Wonderland down the slide and be like, no, this is the one I want a sequel to.
Really?
But I haven't
No Game,
given
No
that
Life?
up yet. Yes.
You would kick Dead Man Wonderland down for No Game No Life?
Yes, 100%. Like, to put it, I have only, I'm counting 2, 4, 7, 8 anime statues, and one of them is a No Game No Life statue.
Yeah.
So, it is one of my favorite animes. It was right there for me as I started getting back into anime again after a slump, and
Yeah.
I very much liked it. Mind you, so I looked up the studio because you all brought up Gangsta, which was the last one they did.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if the one person who listening to this is knowledgeable, they're probably screaming at their headphones. Cause let's list the series that the studio did.
Oh, they've done
Samurai
a lot.
Champloo, Ergo Proxy, Dead Man Wonderland,
Ah,
and Gangster, Samurai Flamenco, which is another one I love. That was really good. But it was Mangalobe
Oh,
was the
Mangalobe.
name of the studio.
oh, Man Globe.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And they were the ones who went down. Bones, as I thought, is still going. They're doing My Hero and stuff. Like Bones
Okay.
is definitely still going. I was like that. I was like, there's no way it's Bones. But yes, ironically, Dead Man Wonderland and this studio.
Oh shit, they did the World God Only Knows.
Yep, yeah, they did a lot. Like I'm like looking at this list, and I was like, how the hell did they go out of business? There's some good stuff on here.
Yeah, dude, it's one of those things. I would love to figure out how the anime world works because you hear about stuff like that all the time. I believe you're having some technical difficulties, or
Yeah, it keeps cutting out.
I don't know what's happening with that.
Yeah, sorry, my headphones keep cutting out.
All right. Well, I will say I think No Game No Life deserves a sequel. I really don't know if I'd be in for it.
I honestly, it may be one of those things like when we get it, and then you like it's back to the tone that you like. You'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I want more of this.
Yeah, no,
That's the last thing you ingest. I kind of agree. Like the movie is such a departure.
it really
that,
is.
I get why they did it, because they wanted to do a movie, and that's the part of the story you can tell. Because imagine if they tried to include that story bit somewhere in the anime.
Yeah.
That would have felt abrupt and weird and out of place. Versus doing it as a movie, it allows you to tell this different tone.
Yeah.
And include this, story, a prequel story, that its ties to the main thing are very minuscule.
Yeah. Just also a side thing, and this will be a spoiler for the next 30 seconds to a minute for people who haven't seen the No Game No Life movie. How is this movie supposed to make you like the character of Jibril? She's a total asshole in that movie. She just tries to freaking kill the main chick by blowing her up because she's obsessed with her stuff in her collection. Yeah. And now then you watch the series and it's supposed to be she's all happy go lucky, and it's screw you, Jibril. You the movie was already sad, and you had one of the saddest parts in the movie trying to destroy this poor child. Good God.
Yeah, but I think that also, they kind of set her up that, she's there out of convenience for herself in the show. And at some point she's not going to be on their side.
But do we?
But I think it's the again, like, the anime is so disconnected, and I think they needed to show that character obviously changed, because that's what, you know, hundreds of years before the show takes place.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard to say. I hope we get more, but I thought the movie was fine.
Like I said, it was a good movie.
And unnecessary. But funny enough, I would say the same. Like, honestly, if that's how you feel about this movie, I wouldn't recommend the ReZero movie that's out there either.
Well, but ReZero has really sad parts in it.
Yeah, but it this, the movie doesn't really have any, like, humor's almost all gone.
And see, but I could take that though, because literally, like like I said, the one arc I hate in ReZero is the arc, you know, with him and the freaking sky whale and shit like that. But that arc is basically not played for comedy at all. So I can get used to that with ReZero. No Game No Life. Literally every episode has comedy in it. Most of the episodes are majority comedy. So that's why I was seeing the movie. It was like turned it on, ready to like laugh and stuff, and then I'm just like, oh, this is sad. This is really sad. And I was just
agree.
Good God.
I think there is one episode of No Game No Life that does not have any comedy.
Well, that's the one where he disappears, right?
Yeah, the one where he disappears and his sister like freaks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that episode was actually kind of traumatizing a little bit.
I still love what they did with the ending in that. Where
I do too.
Yeah.
Where they removed him from the end credits.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I think it's the episode before they do that, because that's like a cliffhanger reveal.
Yeah.
Because she wakes up the next day, and no one knows who he is.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it was a good series. I just don't. I will say on my second watch through, I didn't like it as much as I did the first time. But I digress. Like, I know people really do love that series. So moving on to sequels. I guess we'll go in reverse order this time. So I'll start
remakes?
with that. Huh?
Yeah, we did
remakes. Remakes, right? So I'm just gonna say right off the bat, I think it was about 8 or 9 years ago. Being a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, they came out and they were like, new Dragon Ball Z series, remaster the original series, Dragon Ball Kai. And then, like, you know, you see, like, the opening animation for it, and it looks gorgeous. You're like, oh, like, they updated all the animation in DBZ, like, they're redoing DBZ, and they're making it short, so it's only 100 episodes, so they, like, get all, like, filler cut out from the original series. So down for it. Dragon Ball Kai premieres. It's literally remastered footage of the original series, and then some of the scenes are redrawn completely. And I was like, what is this shit? I expected a new series, but brand new of like the original show. But it wasn't that. And I felt lied to and betrayed and hurt. And I would really, really love a remake of Dragon Ball Z. Mainly because I think in a world of Dragon Ball Super and stuff like that, it would really do well. Especially if you include the original Dragon Ball story in it, because so many people haven't seen Dragon Ball. It's crazy to me that so many people love Dragon Ball Z, but have never seen Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is so good, and it's such a different tone than Dragon Ball Z or anything that comes after it. You know, the series that should not be named in Dragon Ball Super, that it stands so strongly with like Dragon Ball Z as a completely different series. And Goku's so much more charming in that one. And his dumbness is cute instead of just being like, oh, he probably would swallow bleach if we left him alone for too long. So
Probably wouldn't kill him though.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just trying to get rid of the virus.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to get rid of that viral heart disease. But that would be my choice. I would love to see it. And I know that seems like the big thing from a DBZ fan, but yes, I think it would just do gangbusters. And I mean, I want it. So give it to me.
especially if they did like how they've been doing Super, where they've been keeping like all the big fights like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yes.
It's like so they like Super is like what 100 episodes, a little over
Something
100
like that,
episodes,
yeah.
and it's not a lot of filler. It has filler in it, but like all the fights are really reasonable. Like I would love to watch the Frieza saga where it's all gorgeous, and it's like 5 episodes
Yeah.
instead of 20. Like
You
it doesn't need to be 20.
You don't like 20 episodes of them just bartering, like just yelling back and forth and then powering up and then falling in volcanoes and then coming out of the volcanoes and then disappearing and then,
It's not necessary.
Yeah.
I will always have a special place in my heart for Dragon Ball Z, and I will always do the highlight reel with it. But I don't know if I could watch the whole thing again unless I'm like have it in the background and I'm like looking over and looking at it.
See, first off, any rewatch of Dragon Ball Z, you automatically exclude the Garlic Jr. saga because that doesn't count. It's not a thing. It's just not a thing at all. So,
but you do include where they get their driver's license.
absolutely, that's the best episode of the whole series, bar none. But like, I would love to see that. And if there's any other remake, just throwing it out there, and this is just an easy one, Rurouni Kenshin, because they never finished it. So
That's true. That's true. They didn't do the final act.
Yeah, and the final
Shouldn't
arc
that be
is
your dream sequel then?
that would literally be my dream sequel. But if like they were like, hey, you get a brand new Rurouni Kenshin series where you finish it, or a brand new Dragon Ball, a Dragon Ball Z series where they reanimate the old one, it's like, wow, I would probably prefer Rurouni Kenshin. I know which one I would watch more. So. Because I would literally skip like the whole first part of Kenshin, then watch Shishio, and then the third arc. But yeah, that's me.
Fair enough.
Pat.
Alrighty, so this one, like, I had to think about this because there aren't a lot of older shows that I really like, and most of the ones that I do like, I think are good enough as is that I don't think really need to be redone. I mean, because you're talking about Adult Swim era, early era of anime, so
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop, which is a big one.
Yeah.
I think Yu Yu Hakusho's fine as is.
Yeah.
The one for me, it's ironically one of the ones that kind of led to this topic a bit, is Inuyasha.
Oh,
That's an old one for me that I liked at the time, but I don't go back and watch because there's so much nonsense, garbage, useless filler in it.
Oh yeah.
That I think that show would do really well. Even like I know you just dunked on Kai, but if it even just got the Kai treatment, I would be happy. Just cut out of the filler, retouch up some things, and then put that back out. I'd be fine. But if you were to like go full hog and redo it,
Yeah.
I would be very excited. I'm kind of excited for the sequel because I want to see where that goes. But a completely redone from the ground up, filler removed Inuyasha would be great. Just keep the original themes, particularly the ending themes. Honestly, I think most animes don't have good ending themes, and Inuyasha is one that I like in my head is like, oh no, like there's a reason Adult Swim skipped the openings and played the endings.
Oh yeah, dude.
Fukai Morty is a great song.
Absolutely. I'll say Fukai Morty holds up as one of the best ending themes of all time. Bokatache wa. Let me well, I will get into this motherfucker and I will serenade y'all all night. But
yeah, no, I kind of feel a bit hamstrung only because like most of the stuff I like is still recent enough that I think it either holds up or wasn't good enough to begin with to deserve a remake. But I think Inuyasha is something that I think you could do a lot with it looking better and then still and using a trimming up,
right,
which is funny because the ending that it eventually they did the what they call it, the final cut or whatever,
Final act.
final act. biggest complaint about that is that it feels rushed. Like we only have so many episodes to get through the end of this part.
Yeah.
So that, yes, I would include that in the remake as well. Give that stuff a little more room to breathe.
Yeah.
But then cut out a lot of the stuff before it that was unnecessary.
Yeah.
I could say you could probably do a solid Inuyasha series in 70 episodes and get all of it in.
I don't
for
know.
sure.
Like it is like what, 80 volumes?
Yeah, but there's a lot of crap in there that you don't need.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I would at least stick with the source material.
Yeah.
Like, do the manga. Like, don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine. Well, like, if there's a filler episode a season, that's fine.
Right.
Like, I don't hate fillers like a lot of other people do, especially when I'm watching something as it's airing. But when you go back to watch something over time, that stuff gets grating. Because then you're like, well, let me go look up the list of what actually matters. Well, I like some of these, so I'm still going to include these when I watch. And I think a trimmed up Inuyasha would be a useful thing, especially when you're going to start trying to expand. Like, they're clearly going to try and push this universe again. So
Yeah.
I think it would be helpful as a entry point if someone wants to go back. Like, that you don't be like, hey, here's something that's slower than a lot of anime of the current time, even just in an individual episode.
Yeah, and if anybody, guys, doesn't actually know what he's talking about, there's kind of been rumors of like a poster revealed that
they
Rumiko
confirmed
Takahashi
it
did.
yesterday.
Oh, have they officially confirmed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's three daughters. Two are Shishomaru's daughters, and one is Inuyasha and Kagome.
Is Rin the mom?
So that is what the meme has been going around, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, if they make Rin the mom!"
I feel like she's going to be the mom.
It wouldn't make. I don't know. It's tough to say. Obviously, Shomaru lives forever, but he drops her off at a human style at the end of Inuyasha. Spoilers, it's old, so sorry, but she's not with him anymore.
Yeah, but see, it's just the whole thing of it's already comfortable enough. They're already comfortable enough with the fact that Inuyasha's like, what, technically like in his 70s? Because of how long he was against the tree?
20 or something.
Is it longer than that?
Yeah.
There's a weird, like,
he was sealed for 100
grooming
years.
parallel there. Like, I'm saying that is very bad, and I don't think you'd want to do. So, I don't know. We'll find it. If it is Rin, people will groan.
Also,
and then we'll move on.
You guys are wrong.
What?
The mom is obviously Jackin.
Jockin can't produce children. Yes, Shishomaru is fucking Jockin, but he does not produce children.
Yes, he
I don't
does.
think he's fucking Jockin more
Oh,
as like
he
using
fucking Jockin.
Jockin like a sock to dispose of. Like he's like, okay, this is where I'll leave this so I don't scent up the place for people to come find.
Is that the reason why his name is Jackin?
Yes, that's why his name is Jackin, exactly.
Oh my god,
yeah.
everything's come full circle and I hate it.
It all
I
makes
hate it
sense.
so much.
It's
I
great.
didn't know Sesshomaru comes in a circle. Must be
Oh,
a demon
God.
thing.
Okay, so to ask you this question though, Pat. Since like, you said like a lot of the series you haven't like seen or like aren't very old or anything like that, has there ever been a series that you've been interested in watching, but like, man, that just looks so old, I don't know if I'd be able to really get into it?
Not really, because I don't find anything like that to be super off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
Like before the Ava movies, maybe Ava would have been a candidate for this question, but I have the movies now, so
Right.
I don't. That would have been maybe the only other thing I could have pointed to that I liked that was really old.
Last one's never coming out, by the way, but yeah.
It is.
No, it's not.
I'll put money on it right now if you want to.
Sure.
But like, I maybe Gundam, like early Gundam, could probably be the only thing I could think to point to. That'd be like, I'm kind of interested in it, but at the same time, I know it's old, slow, and plotting, and that would be a little off-putting. But at the same time, there's newer Gundam series that if I really wanted to go watch, I could just go watch those.
Yeah, because you could literally just watch Gundam Seed and you get the plot of the original Gundam, but better.
That's true. Also, if you really wanted to watch the original Gundam, after the series came out, they made a set of 3 movies that have the whole series, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But doesn't that kind of tell you how plotting the show was?
Oh, no. The original Gundam was boring as hell.
Absolutely. I'll sit here. As a Gundam fan who owns like literally the majority of the series, I will tell you, the original Gundam, it's an inspiring series. There is so much unnecessary, boring crap in that series. It is so bad.
You know, talking about Gundam, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm just going to throw it out there as a thought into the ether. Dream sequel, G Gundam.
A sequel to G Gundam?
Yeah.
I think G Gundam said all it needed to say.
No, keep escalating it, baby. I want a sequel to G Gundam.
They already have something that already escalates. It's called Gurren Lagann.
I know. Imagine, I don't know. Just imagine how would they continue just to scale up?
It would be an interesting show. I think it would make a better movie.
I think it'd be dumb
that
as
would be
hell.
cool.
I would watch the fuck out of it, but it'd be dumb as hell.
It would be so fucking dumb. But you need Domo to be old. He needs to be the Master Asia character at this point.
That'd be awesome.
He's so fucking cool.
Master Delmon? Shut up, boy.
Rain!
I'm the undefeated of the East.
I need rain. It's a sunny day, Master Domo. No, rain. My wife.
She died 25 years ago. Rain!
Then who the hell to hit? That'd be great.
So I guess all we have left is Jay's.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I don't even know why you're asking me. It's the easiest question in the universe. I was already teased years ago with this. So, as you guys may know, there's a show called Hellsing. It was aight. Had a great opening theme song. And then, 2009, 2010?
Yes.
They put out Hellsing Ultimate. And it was ultimate. It was fucking great. So about 2/3 of the way through the show, the same studio that put out Trigun, or put out fucking Hellsing a while back, also put out Trigun. They're like, alright, we don't really have a huge fan base in Japan for this show, so we're going to put out a movie. And depending how it does, if it does well, we'll kind of give Trigun the Hellsing treatment. Movie was good. It was fun. Awesome. Didn't do that well in Japan. Didn't blow it up in America.
Well, don't actually pause, but I'll be right back.
Okay. So, yeah, it didn't really blow up in Japan, but it did pretty good here. So, Trigun is basically my answer. I love Trigun. It's one of my favorite series of all time. It's funny, got a lot of great action, the animation is cool. So, yeah, it's just, it's a series that I really like.
That's a good answer. I swear to God, though, halfway through that spiel before you really said, "Oh yeah, it's Trigun," I thought you were gonna say, "So I want another Hellsing."
Oh no!
I was like, "What?" But yeah, no, I think Trigun would be good. Trigun was one of those shows, like I said earlier, Adult Swim stuff that I think it holds up still so very, very well.
It holds up well because it has a unique art style. But still, watching Hellsing Ultimate and how extreme and awesome they went, and the fact that Trigun, the manga, the anime is really only in the first 2 volumes of the manga and the first volume of Maximum. There's 14 volumes of Maximum. They didn't touch anything. I would love them to go hardcore.
That's fair.
There's a whole group of Wolfwoods.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of people with the Punisher crosses.
Yeah, it's so Pat, did you watch the original Full Metal Alchemist?
The original Full Metal? Yes, I did. I have not seen Brotherhood. I know
Okay.
it's better. I liked Full Metal watching it, and then I got it's one of those things where the people I knew around me really loved Full Metal, and it got off-putting. I was like, yes, okay, it's great, it's great. And so when they were like Brotherhood came out, I was like, I don't want to hear another fucking peep about Full Metal. And then that blew up. It's like, this is so much better. It's like, oh my god, someone shoot me.
No, dude, I get what you're saying. I really do. It's that fatigue. We have a friend, Katie, who loved the original series, but she got so OD'd on it that when Brotherhood came out, she just never actually watched it. So I get what you're saying, but like literally that whole thing of when you watched the original Full Metal and you really enjoyed it, and then people being like, "Oh man, Brotherhood is so much better." That's kind of how I was with Trigun. Like I watched Trigun, really loved the series. Then I read all the manga, and I was like, "Oh wow, this would be so great." Like and like after finishing the manga, it was like it's a whole different story that you don't get, whole like side stuff, and the duel between Vash and Knives, like chef's kiss. Like it's beautiful.
It's really good.
Yeah, so it's something that deserves that remake treatment. I wholeheartedly agree.
And the fact that we are so close to getting it and we're cheated out of it just kind of breaks my soul a bit. Especially because Trigun literally is one of my favorite anime of all time, period.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm fully behind you.
And I mean, so funny, and like, in that period of time, and I watched that stuff, I was reading manga then. So I remember specifically being confused at Inner Borders, seeing regular Trigun, then Trigun, Maximum, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember seeing both. I believe I have like the first couple issues of both, and not understanding like, oh, this is after. Like I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah,
I remember getting confused, and being like, I'm just not gonna read this anymore.
Yeah, no, like it's. I believe it's because it changed magazines. Because I think the original magazine Trigun went defunct, so they moved over to a different one, and then it had to change it for copyright reasons to Trigun Maximum. Yeah. But because the original one ends off like right when he shoots the whole. Well, he blows up the second city. Right?
Yeah, when he blows up the second city, it's and then he loses his memory, and then like the second one starts off with him out the long hair, and Wolfwood goes to find him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's really good. It's one of those manga I definitely recommend. Also, just to throw it in there because I know she would be remiss if we didn't say it. Captain Lolita would definitely say, now that she's gotten her fruits basket, I'm sure she would love for Ouran High School Host Club to get a sequel or even just a straight up remake, so they continued on the series and like get it like finished, so she got the full story across because she loved it so much. And then she read the manga, and then she just flipped out because she was like, "Oh my god, here's all the differences, and here's all the extra stuff that happens." So I just want to put that one out there for
it's gonna happen. Fruits Basket 2025, or sorry, Ouran High 2025.
There you go. I'm down for that. Because I would say, right now, Ouran High School would have been the last series that I would have ever watched, and except for the fact I think I downloaded it on accident. And I was like, no one's around. No one can see me. I'm going to watch the first episode of it. And then I just laughed the whole way through it. And then I was like, okay, this series is actually really good.
Oh, yeah.
So it's one of those series that's just off-putting, but it's a brilliant series.
If for some reason you haven't watched it, watch it.
Absolutely.
Also, to come back around with a little more fact-checking. You said the same studio that did Trigun did Hellsing?
I thought so. The original
they
ones.
only did episodes 5 through 7 of Ultimate.
Okay.
That's Madhouse. Madhouse did all of
Madhouse.
Yeah, but the original series.
That is Gonzo.
Okay.
Madhouse.
Gonzo.
I'm just gonna say this also. Like, I think Madhouse is probably my favorite animation studio of them all. Madhouse is beautiful.
I would agree with that too.
Yeah.
They got some good stuff on there, including one we talked about already. No Game, No Life.
Yeah. Oh, Pat, have you seen Redline?
Jay bought it for me, so yes.
Wait, he bought it for you. Did you see it though?
Yes.
Are you lying? Are you just lying because he's here right now?
I'm pretty sure you literally told me like 2 months ago that you haven't seen it.
Called out, exposed, live. Y'all heard it. He's a goddamn liar. That's okay. You know what? We still love you, you lying son bitch.
I'm just trying to be considerate, is all.
Yeah, consider it
By
mine.
lying to him?
All I know is I still
Yeah.
have your Christmas card here that I got you. I'm about to spend them points.
Wow.
Wow, it's
Oh,
been
wow.
here 6 months.
I can't come back and get it. Why didn't you throw it at me last time?
Because you left it here like 4 times.
Is it like a code?
Yeah.
Just send him the code.
No.
Why?
Because
He's
I'm
already
going to
used
spend it.
Well,
I
that
can
works
use some
too.
Xbox monies.
All right, so one last thing that I feel like we definitely need to address since we didn't get to talk about it last time. Around July, August, every single year for 16, 17 years now.
I was 14.
Yeah, so
Our first
yeah, we're
Otakon.
old, but we used to always go to Otakon. Pat's been going for at least 6 years right now, right?
I was literally gonna look that up. You keep going. I'll jump in when I've got that for you.
Gotcha. All right. Well, like we've been going for so many years, and now due to Naraku's miasma going on in the world, we are not able to go to Otakon, and this will be. I mean, we're not missing it because it's not happening, but it sucks because I know, at least on my part, that was. I don't really go out and like go to amusement parks or like travel a lot or anything like that. Otakon was my getaway for the year, every year, and I'm pissed off because diseases and shit are ruining the one thing I used to love to do every year. These con cancellations suck balls.
Yeah, so 2013 was my first year there, and I missed 1 year between then and now before this. So this coming year would have been my 6th year going.
Yeah.
But obviously that's not happening. But I agree. Like, I mean, obviously I see you guys all the time now. I've lived with you for before and probably will again in the future at some point.
Probably.
But it was a fun time where we're all out of where we normally are and in a big space with a bunch of people with similar interests and just acting a fool. And it was always, again, like that was my always consider that like this is my vacation for the year. This is the big vacation I do every year. And it's it's in our freaking backyard, but it's still, like it's still like this is the thing. I always gotta, like, I could easily drive, especially now that it moved to DC, I could easily drive to and from. I still was like, no, I'm getting a hotel, and I'm going to be there. I want this to be nice, easy breezy, do what I want, when I want, how I want to, kind of thing. And it is crushing. I understand completely why, and I think it was the right choice to do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
But 2021... I'll have some extra energy to burn in this Otakon, baby.
I am saying, like, good Lord, 2021 is going to be fucking lit until, we all dead by 2021. God knows what's going on in the world right now. But I'm saying if all cons and stuff start opening back up, like, I'm saying right now, I feel sorry for, like, MagFest. Because MagFest, if it goes on, like, at the beginning of next year, it is going to get blown the fuck up. Like,
so
they don't even know.
That, they lucked out.
Yeah, I know.
Because they got theirs in, and then they're like right on where they start going, maybe things will be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they might not even get an interruption out of it. It'll be a different like it'll still be weird. That'll be weird.
Yeah.
But that'll probably be. I also have been going to MagFest the past couple of years, and I'll probably definitely be itching to get to that one if it's in a safe environment at that point. But
like,
man, oh
good.
man, like I agree with you 100%. The people that will be there will just like I said, I was gonna have extra anime for Otakon. All those people, it'll potentially be their first con.
Yep.
If they normally go to a couple a year, they went last year, and that'll be the first one they get to go to again.
Yep.
It's
going to be absolutely freaking insane. You have anything to say about it, Jay? All the cancellations or anything?
Honestly, like I said before, I was 14 when I went to my first Otakon. It was in Baltimore at the time. My father let me and you go to Baltimore by ourselves, getting a ride from your aunt, getting dropped off on the side of the road.
Our friend getting us on the wrong freaking train because he's an idiot, but he played train games, so he knew what the train schedules were.
So, like, legit, it's something that I've been doing since I was a damn near preteen. And like Terrence said here, like, this is the one thing I do for myself every year. Like, sometimes I'll do family shit, like, we'll go to, like, you know, Massanutten, and I'll be miserable the whole time, and, you know, I'll go home, but, like, the one thing that I made sure I did everything to make sure I could go to was Otakon. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a rough year, even before Corona.
Yeah, right.
Even before it, I had pneumonia, had a kidney issues. There was moments where they thought I had cancer, and I wanted my Otakon, and when they took it, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't leave my room that day. I was done. I didn't want to see anybody, didn't want to talk to anybody. I was holding in tears. I know they made the right decision, and even if they had it, I probably wouldn't go.
Yeah.
But the fact that they didn't have it, it kind of breaks me a little bit. But there is hope. They've been doing streams, all kinds of different anime streams, like anime conventions where artists are getting together. They're doing live drawings. So keep an eye on Twitch, not just for us. Like, keep an eye. They do all kinds of cool shit. One of the big things we do at Otakon every year is we go to see Super Art Fight. They did a stream like a couple weeks ago, or like a month ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's really cool. Like, it's cool stuff. Just don't lose your anime community and your people. Keep hype. Next year's coming, and we'll get through this.
Yeah, and I will add on to what he said, like, when, you know, supporting the Super Art Fights and stuff like that. While people are telling you to support, you know, your, like, local food shops, definitely do that. But also, if you go to cons, support the artists. Like, there are a lot of artists out there who made, like, artists and vendors who made literally their living off of traveling to cons who can't do that now. If you know an artist or a vendor who, like, was living off that, and you can afford to buy anything from them, do it. Just buy something. If you were planning on spending a shit ton of money at cons this year, buy it from the people still. They're still selling it. I promise you.
Yeah, there are, like, Facebook and stuff. Like, Otaku Joe's is one of the people that I'm super excited to every time I go to Otakon. They have a bunch of old school stuff. Like, I bought Video Girl Eye on DVD, the original 90s English dub. I didn't even know that existed. I bought that. It was probably the hypest thing I bought last year. Anime Pavilion is somewhat local. It's in Virginia. They have a store. But when I went there, like, 3 months ago, they literally went to Comic-Con when the My Hero Academia people were there and got custom drawn art that they're selling there. It's like, these are the people, they're the heroes. Man, they're able to sell us the cool shit. Make me not have to wait in line and fly across the country.
Yeah, right.
So, like, 100% support as many people as you can.
Well, not only I'll add an aside to of the aside. Support the cons too.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, MagFest has specifically, they came out and said right now they're planning on having their event. They put out an official statement, and then literally right after their official statement, they put out their unofficial statement, and they basically said, we don't know what's going to happen. But they basically said there might come a time when we'll need help because we rely on this event every year to be able to do the next one. Yeah. And the money will run out between now and then if we can't have another event to do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Once that chain's broken, you're going to see a lot of smaller cons aren't even going to have that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of the medium ones are going to need extra help. So that's another thing to keep an eye on because they employ people full time. Yeah. And it's only like 8 or 9. I think they said it's like, 13 for MAG full-time employees throughout the year, and everybody else is pretty much volunteers.
Yeah.
But that's money. Those people need to live too, and without having a MagFest in between if something happens, if we're not out of this by January, and in a place where we can do big gatherings like these cons, they'll need help. Otacon's huge, but I could see a point reaching where they might need help as well.
Yeah.
So just another thing to keep in mind. But number one, yourself. Obviously,
Absolutely.
some of us are hugely financially impacted by this, and myself included, where you might not, helping artists is great, but also make sure you have enough for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that should be your number one, is making
Surviving.
sure you have essential things you need to be safe and survive.
Yeah.
It's okay, Pat. I'll keep buying you Tostinos.
Please. Please.
I'll just slip you some cocaine under the door. It's probably more expensive than something I should be giving you, but it'll keep you hyped.
Just sell it and give me the money. That's what I
No,
would do.
we need you to
You
stay
tell me to
awake.
sell drugs? What's wrong with you?
Why are you
that's
giving
true.
me the drugs? You're forcing me to sell them.
Why are you
know.
trying to get him to sell them? Is it because he's black?
Racist.
Wow.
Terrible.
Wow.
And on that note, after finding out that Pat wants me to be a drug dealer and our love note to conventions, we hope you enjoyed listening to our sultry, savory, delicious voices.
So, are we a steak now?
We might be. You don't know me. I mean, you do know me, but you don't know what I'm made out of.
Pat, eat me.
I mean, you are made out of meat.
There you go, baby.
Man meat.
He's making licking sounds. I don't know if that's picking up on the mic, but
Oh, it is. It
is.
is.
Good.
For the love
It
of
is.
God, it is.
good. All right.
No.
Since this is, I guess we're gonna go hibernate or something. Is that a good sign off? Because we're bears.
No.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
dumb.
Oh, see, one says no, one says yes.
Yeah,
Conflict
One
that's
of
said
dumb.
no to be a contrarian because he wanted to say something dumber.
Good.
I don't
We're gonna
say
go-
dumb things.
We're gonna go hibernate until next week. Love y'all.
Have a
Why?
wonderful week.